Okay, we are live. Hello, hello, hello. Hopefully, everyone's having a good day so far. Let's start cooking. Okay, let's see. Big moves happening. We just filled this 50-minute gap and moving lower. Oh, that's incredible. Quick moves right now. Dude, this is such quick price action. It's only like 3 minutes and we just moved like 80 points. How absurd is that? Like, that is such a wow to me. We'll have to take these equal lows and probably drive down lower here. Alright, we just took those equal lows on ES here. I think we try to float back up though. What a weird day. I didn't trade much PM. I don't know, or AM if you guys were trading AM. I only took one trade. It was a good trade, and I just wrapped it up. But yeah, we're kind of driving into like a support area. Um, I would think NQ do want to draw down a little bit more to here first, or just that close to 428s before. That's my immediate draw right now that I see. It's just holding this area though. We're trying to flip, but it's struggling. We're about to get one more big leg down here, looks like. How do you guys like price action day? Let me do the poll. Let's see what people are liking about today. What an interesting day. I'll put up the instructions for the giveaway, and then we'll do a poll. Bullish, bearish, range, or I don't know. Let me look at what we're seeing. I feel like we are gonna try to drive down these lows for briefly and come back up. If not, I mean, there are some other liquidity target that we're gonna aim for. We just have this bull run. We only got like half of it back, I think. Let me see, just from the swing low. Yeah, so we're in discount right now, but you just don't know when it's gonna be finished with how the market's been moving. Let's look at the weekly. Ooh. We're in the weekly fair value gap on NQ. We're trying to hold this. We took this weekly low as well, so I think everything is setting up for taking liquidity and trying to move back up from it. Also in the daily fair value gap, we just need confirmation at this point for this to flip. And once we get that reversal, it's going to be a pretty strong push back up. Most likely like a 400 or 500 point move back up. So yeah, that's what I'm looking at right now. We still just have a large gap. This move back up barely did anything, which is surprising. Just gonna try to take it easy for the rest of the month though, guys. So we'll see setups. Yeah, we leaving these lows. What's happening is ES did take these lows out. And we're trying to push back up from there. I did not want to see that leave some lows open first. All right, I'm gonna wait for more people to come back on first before we start talking about like AM trades and any updates and things like that. Everything just been there's like back and forth. Everything has just been so one directional. So like once we get a displacement, it just keeps on going and going and going. Like why has it always been like that for today? It feels so odd. And when it does move, it moves so fast. It really does move really fast. This is basically seeking short now. We have SMT off these lows. We rebalance this 15-minute and try to move back lower. Why do you prefer the lows to be taken out prior for going up? It's basically peace of mind. So when you see these strong lows, like relative lows here, it's basically showing high resistance. So I'm not going to be confidently looking for full confirmation back up for a reversal. Let's say I'm really bullish. I want to see this get swept first, and we climb back up. That's my calling to start looking at longs. But just notice how like we have this Asia low here, another internal low, and then multiple lows just hovering right there, and we have SMT off these lows too. So it does look like a very simple seek and destroy price action type of day right now. This is a good question though, because I feel like if you're not used to like trading liquidity, you'd be like, it's whatever. Like now that we're bullish now, I'll just join in longs. But I feel like what I'm looking at is like I need to see more than that. Higher time frame is actually bearish right now, by the way. Especially in the 4-hour. Intraday, I think it's still bearish. It's still bearish. For sure bearish. And I'm gonna leave the low time frame to what it is right now until we get full confirmation off the seek and destroy. Yeah, so SMT of these lows, we have this 15-minute gap. We have another gap right above it. All of that, we have lots of hourly gaps, right? Or 4-hour gaps from that yesterday move down. Just moving so aggressively. Every move has just been strong as hell. This is basically like a 80-point move round trip. 80 point up, 80 point down, 80 point back up. And this is a span of like 6 minutes. Like, imagine if that's just price action. That'd be some strong price. I mean, that's good. I like volatility like that. I just need the right delivery to take advantage of it. But yeah, quite interesting, quite interesting. That SMT really helped there, and that displacement just kept on falling. Yeah, so far I feel like the one has been so flippy. Like once we saw displacement, once we start disrespecting the first bullish PD rate, it just dies. And likewise, the moment we do run through the first bearish PD rate here, it just runs back up. Very interesting here. Would today be a day to trade micros? I think today would be a day to get size down, but I probably won't be trading micros. I think I'll just size down and do very tight stops. And coming into the day like this, I would be expecting to get stopped out a few times. But if I'm right on a trade, that trade is going to probably deliver like 5R, 4R very quickly. Let's say my stop is 10 points. I can get stopped like 3 times, and that one big trade, which is the right delivery, I'll be able to capture like 50 points pretty easily with this price action, honestly. Because this price action is moving like it doesn't want to stop. But yeah, also, I'm not sure too much on how I want to play this. I think if we flip this 15-minute on ES, ES is... I'm pretty bullish on ES if we can inverse this. If not, I'm looking at lower. But yeah, FOMC has been crazy. Like, literally yesterday, if you guys were in the stream, we watched it just die down. Didn't take anything really because it was so one-directional. And then after hours, or not even after hour, like for power hour, we just dumped even more, like another like 300 points. It would not just stop. It just kept on going and going. And we're really pushing on this one. We'll try to look for a setup soon here. Besides that, I want to go over the trade that I took for AM. This is why we talked about in Discord. If you're in our Discord, which is still open for everyone right now. This is a 15-minute break here. Which, let me mark out 15-minute. We have a high, we have a low, we have a high sweep, and then a strong displacement. That confirms a very high quality breaker. We have consecutive candles, so I used open all the way to the wick low of that bearish candle. This confirms it. So this next candle retraces. We want to see a reject. We have 2 more candles that retrace. All of them reject, and then also this candle rejected. What we see here on the 1 minute here, if we have 15-minute confirmation of a bearish 15-minute intraday bearish PD array that's respecting, I just want to look for a 1 minute confirmation for the downside that follows suits, which aligns with that, as well as look at my immediate draw. There's 2 immediate draw that you can look at. You just want to look at this internal low, or better yet, what I recommended and shared was this low resistance here, because we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This would be probably 7 here, and I was looking for a break under 540s for the most part. So my entry here was this 1 minute OB off this consecutive candles here. As long as we don't get a closure above 612, I'm pretty confident that this immediate draw is gonna price action gonna draw to this lower liquidity there. So there's many attempts here. I was just scalping back and forth until we got a drive down under 540s, and that was my ticket out there. So we're looking good so far today. I think a lot of you guys took that too. I think let me just pull up the chat. That was only I didn't have much time to trade AM. I was gonna focus on PM today. But for reference here, we just started off good morning, created 15-minute bearish breaker. We have the 540s low resistance as our draw. So I'm just looking for a 1 minute confirmation. I recommend a scalp short every retrace, and it's rejecting off the 1 minute many times. The 1 minute order block is what I reference. 15-minute breaker respected. 1 minute OB as the entry, and then the 540s low resistance as our immediate draw. And I think like a handful of you guys took that traded with me, which is great. Moving forward, we're just looking for a PM session now. I don't know if we have the clearest draw yet because we're just back and forth seeking destroy. I don't see any upside target minus like the next big internal draw. So there's no clean immediate draw right now. I think we just wait for better market structure. If we have some equal lows or equal highs, that's something we can play for. We're just going back and forth at this rate. Miki said, you smart for show. Appreciate it, man. Yeah, let me see. It looks like it just wants to push it higher, though. We are in the lower range, and what I've been saying on like daily fair value, let's say we're looking at the high at 450 all the way to 670. This is like a 1500 range here. We're already at discount only from this one move. So either we move up now, or we take one more low and then move back up. That's what I'm really anticipating. And drive people low, drive people out first. But either way, I think endgame we want to see a retrace soon. Whether it's like a retrace to like simple breaker here, pop above and then come back down. That could also be the case. Let me mark this out though. We have an order block and the breaker right here after this displacement confirms. So lots of things are telling me I'm liking higher prices from here. I just need the main problem that like you need the setup to have confirmation with it. So what that means is like if there's any liquidity on the downside, you want to get that swap for the most part first, so it gives you much more conviction in your trade. So when I have this liquidity here and I'm drawing higher and higher time frame, I want to see this get swapped first before I start playing higher. It could go down to the weekly volume imbalance. Let me see. Is this the volume balance you're? Oh no, you're talking about this one. Okay. Yeah, it's hard because if it goes down there, we're just really smashing through a lot of daily areas too. Ideally, let's say we do go down just a little bit more, sweep as much as we can, come back up, reject on like the daily fair value gaps or a daily breaker, and then really try to target this weekly. That'd be ideal, I think. You might be the only one I've seen who's profitable using ICT concepts. I feel like I know a handful of people that use ICT and do it. Like, they don't have to trade the same way as me, the same style. I think mine is a unique style because I'm looking for base hits. I'm looking for a immediate draw. They might be looking for the full delivery, and I hone in on high probability setups. They could look for as many setups as they want, really, and they're going to hold for the target. Rather me, I'm just looking for a higher win rate, and lower TP in a very tight stop. And I'm also trading on PM session. I don't think there's many ICT traders trading PM session just because PM session is a whole different style to trading versus AM. So we piece that together, like at that point, it's like a whole different style. This is the theme so far. I don't like to entertain this theme until I see something clear, but like it's just up once we violate like a lower time frame PD array, down once we violate this PD array here, up, and then it looks like we're starting to try to violate some area, some gaps here, start respecting the downside. It's gonna be just straight back down. It's absurd price action that it's so profitable that or so easy to make money out of, but I'm just trying to stick to my rules. And if it's not that clear for me, I can't do it. I can't do it. Blade said trendline support resistance has been more profitable for me than ICT. There's a handful of people in my Discord that just mainly uses trend lines, right? Once the trend line breaks, they flip. Once the trend line respect, they keep on with their bias. And they combine bits of ICT like order blocks. I think there's one person named Stockish in my group. He's trend lines and order block basically. So trend line for bias, order block for entries, and it works extremely well for him. I would recommend just keeping it bare bones. Don't try to do too many things at once. Don't look at too many things at once. That's probably why I also don't recommend like looking at, if you're looking at SMT, just look at ES. ES for NQ, NQ for ES. Don't try to bring in YM, and don't look at every confluence you see. Just stick on to one model, really. And that's what I noticed too. I think people who don't even trade ICT, they pick up on like fair value gaps inversion. That's the only thing they use, really. That's the only thing. They don't look at any other concepts that's deeper than ICT. It's just if it inverses gap, we'll look at the upside or downside. But it's pretty good that it works like that. Wow. Um. Yeah, this 15-minute breaker setup really set things up. I think after that, I'm not really sure what happened at AM, which I'm glad for because I think we played the, or I didn't play the reaction. We had that respection on the 15-minute time frame. We had like a 1 minute setup around 590s. We took this low, took the low resistance. That was it for me for the day for AM. It was very early at 10 a.m. And then 2 hours of just like I guess back and forth the range, which may be profitable for some, but I don't think it's something I really enjoy when I'm waiting to see delivery. Cat B said, "Can you go over the trade you took this morning?" I literally just went over like 5 minutes ago. If you want to rewind it, like after stream, maybe. What pump? little bit tricky for today for me though. For now, I think that there's only one clear setup. After that, I'm just a little bit iffy about like what's going on now. I started trade your type of trading live with you here for a week now. I learned more than I had in 2 months. I really look up to you. I'm really happy for these type of comments because it's been showing up more and more, which I do appreciate, because if I'm winning, if I'm doing well, and I'm also kind of demonstrating on live, everyone who's supporting, I want the same results for you guys. You guys are looking up to me, doing all these type of things. I'm just doing the same thing I've been preaching every single day. We're doing base hits, we're looking for high probability subs, and we're staying very, very disciplined and patient as much as we can. Did you backtest a lot initially? I don't think I backtested as much as I would want to say I did. It was more, everything was like, if I want to take like the first 2-3 years, it's like maybe 30% backtesting, 70% forward testing, and then now it'd be like 5% backtesting and 95% forward testing. Forward testing is basically you're looking at real time price action. These candles, like right now, you're forward testing with me, and that does help get you going, because it doesn't work the same in a condition where it's backtesting, because some people be like, oh, these candles, yeah, it's gonna work for that setup, but real time they're gonna be like, why did my backtesting results, which I have like a 70% win rate, why is it 50% when I try to trade them? There's a reason for that, because they don't account for psychology. They don't look at the candle printing in a few seconds. Also, I think one of the main things that backtesting lacks is you're mainly looking at one time frame. When I'm trading live, I look at every single time frame. Look at the 1, 5, 15, hourly, 4 hour, daily, and so I'm like looking at all the assets as well, like SMT, where the price delivery is happening. When you're backtesting, most of the time people are just looking at patterns, which is not that actionable, I feel like. That's just my take on it, though. I think a lot of people do find benefits off of backtesting. I just value much more for forward testing. That's been always my message. Alex in here saying 23K by the end of the year. Let's go. Let's do it. But I keep on saying, I feel like, I don't know, the price action just has not been hitting with me in December. Even post FMC, I'm looking at, like, in hindsight, like let's say I were to play it real time, I know like accountability in this aspect. I would only take one trade, and that's the trade I took here. Lowest liquidity, 1 minute order block, as well as a 15-minute breaker rejection. That's the only trade I'll take. I don't think I'll take anything else here. We have like a breaker here. We tap in the 15-minute breaker again. 1 minute breaker delivery. This confirmation here. I could take something like this, but it's not that clean of a move. You would take this. You put your stop above this breaker high, about like a 20-point stop. It's also hard because I'm trying to operate a very tight stop, and every candle lately for today, post FMC was like 700-800 point delivery. Every candle is like 20 points, so I can get stopped like 5 times over in one session. When you spot SMT, what do you use it for? Basically, it really depends, situational base. Let's say SMT, as in the main one I use it for is to see a reversal. So if NQ, in this case, NQ makes a higher low, ES makes a lower low, ES swept liquidity here. We have some equal lows here. ES drove into it, NQ stayed above, NQ showing strength. So I'm looking at SMT as in looking for this as a reversal. In the higher time frame, what I do like to use SMT for is to see which one is a stronger asset, which one is not, and which one is hitting the main liquidity. Because if you like forward test and like trade real time, you'll see like let's say ES, we do take liquidity on the downside. NQ doesn't. NQ just that strong. We save the liquidity. So I just want to pull up the hourly. Maybe it'll show up in the hourly. Most of the times here on the move back up, we'll just see NQ respecting. While ES does respect, it does do a deeper drive down. Like let's say this low here. Look at this low. Wait, where? Let me see. Look at this low here at December 10th. ES drove under this previous low. We basically went from premium to discount below the 50% mark. NQ didn't do that really. Wait, no, did it do that? Maybe that's a bad example, but I want to pull up a better example. Let me just find one real quick. I guess in this case here, we're moving strongly back up. ES is not doing that, so NQ's breaking highs. ES is not. I just want to use that in a real-time example, actually. We'll have more SMT to demonstrate it. But that's kind of like what I described, like how I would utilize it. I probably need to make a better video with examples for like a something like that. I don't want to pull out just like a example I see where it doesn't demonstrate fully what I'm trying to describe and elaborate on. But I think to sum it down, it's more about like looking at two things. We're looking at potential reversal. Another thing is looking at which asset is weaker, which one's stronger, and you tend to want to play alongside with the right asset. So like, there's many times maybe you'll see NQ being ungodly bullish, and then you see a short setup on both. You take the short setup on ES, it would hit. Maybe it'll take liquidity, maybe it'll deliver well. You take on an NQ, sometimes it's so bullish that it doesn't even want to drive back down, and you'll be red in that trade, even though we did have a drop. Yeah, like someone said on the chat right now, we have SMT off these highs as well. SMT just doesn't equate to a reversal though. We want to use that as more of a confluence to whatever anticipation of price action you're looking at. For me right now, I don't know if I have that much of anticipation because I don't have clear structure. I don't know where price is heading. Other than I probably do want these lows to get taken here. So if you can SMT these highs and target these lows, I would like that. What are you guys looking at, chat? I know a lot of people have been speaking to me like they're not going to trade for the rest of the year. Yeah, I'm just streaming to see what's up. Want to see some bear structure out of this 15-minute fair value gap. I'm assuming you're looking at yeah. ES did inverse this though. So seeing this, what I like to kind of look at market structure. We see this equal low get tagged, right? You see this 15-minute bearish fair value gap, which got inverted. With some liquidity on the downside, this is like a clear case of in a more traditional structure, I would probably look for a draw higher. I would lean up as long as this holds. And I'll drop down a lower time frame to see if it does respect on lower time frame as well. So clearly on the ES right now, we have a 5-minute breaker. We have up close candle. sweep down to take these lows, strong displacement back up. Any retrace back down with this 5-minute inversion as well. I want to see if it does come back down. I need to see this respect, and then if it does, we'll look for this target for this ES high here. Very, very traditional type of setup here. It's just more difficult too because when price action do flip based off of what I'm seeing right now, you probably don't want to catch a knife. So if it does do something like this, I'll look in the 1 minute. I'll let it react first. I'll let it retrace back down and come back up. And when it comes back up, look for either a 1 minute inversion or look for any 1 minute confirmation for upside. If this does respect and retrace back down, rather than just entering, putting limit down, and just catching the knife. Just having that pivot does help a lot, I feel like. And maybe we can try to demonstrate that real time here if it does come back down here. Why is it you don't use a contract month? I think TradingView has this exclamation point, which automatically convert your contract over. And if you use the adjust contract changes, it already does that. So that's why I don't need like NQ March or whatever it's called. It would automatically convert for me. Would you still long ES if NQ holds? I think ES looks like the setup that showing much more conviction for upside right now. ES is also the stronger asset, so if you're looking for longs, I would probably lean on ES right now. NQ just tech and all, and let me just probably look at tech here. Tech has probably been weak post FMC here. We even see the change, the contract change here. Much more positive on ES and less on NQ. Usually it's not the case. NQ is a continuous contract, not tradable though. Is that true? Because I'm pretty sure I traded the continuous contract before. Like I'll hook my trade account in and I'll be able to trade it. I've never had an issue with that. Whoa. What a push. This is a classic run back up to this next internal high, though. Very classic. Sweep liquidity, sweep the low, flip inverse, and set up back up. The only thing we lack is really a retracement back down, which is a little bit unfortunate, but it is what it is. Sometimes I don't want to do that. But yeah, likewise, what I want to describe too is we're bullish on ES just because it has much more strength. The same side of the coin, we're going to be bearish on NQ. If there's a setup on NQ that's bearish, we're going to likely be taking on ES. Or NQ, my bad. Wrong words. That's like Captain and I'm just logic. What's their logic? I'm not sure. I'm not familiar with their logic, I guess. Dude, this is pumping. We got confirmation already. We just didn't get a entry model, which does suck. Is how can you have a nice confirmation and no entry model? That's just the name of the game. Yeah, I think that's what happens, Sandy. You basically trade on the continuation contracts, and then it'll basically sync over to the continuous or whatever contract you're on, which is pretty good. I like it that way. Mm-mm. So yeah, NQ looks like it's trying to turn back down here. You have this sweep back up. Very interesting. How many here is ready for 2025 though to trade? I feel like I don't know how everyone's performing the last few months, last 4 or 5 months. It's been like the best trading months. December, of course, I'm like more sidelined, but I'm just waiting. I've been saying this on Twitter and all my um, channels. Basically, I'm like, I'm gonna just take this time to like. I'm still trade December, but I'm gonna be more silent because of the conditions. But the moment it comes out for 2025, I'm ready to grind again. Like I think mid January is where like I'll step on the gas, really work straight back up to what I wanted to do, which is to make a lot of money. How do you plan on scaling up? It's gonna be baby steps. That's what I've been doing basically. You just you trade for like let's say I would do at least bare minimum 2 months before you size up. 2 months of whatever performance you do. If you do well in it, well enough where like you pass yourself, this is part of your accountability. Um, then you size up bit by bit, whether it's more funding or more sizing. More sizing could be off of funded or live counts or cash count. I think I do really. I'm a big believer on baby steps. So even if you do good like 1 month, 2 months, doing like say two contracts, don't jump up to 4 or 5 just because you did good. I think that's always the wrong message. Hmm. I'm a little bit still not sure where. The only I'm focused upside, but I need something to play here. I can't just enter because I'm bullish. I need entry model. It's so slow too now. So 1 minute gap here. Come on, lunch high 12. You look at this side for NQ, I guess. I don't even have lunch in my charts anymore. Possibly if we inverse this, I can see like a strong displacement down. Take out this low. We're stagnant in the 15-minute fair value gap right now. That'd be a short more so on ES or NQ. ES still pretty bullish, and I would probably look at this 5-minute breaker setups as still valid. I would wait to see it work first, and this would be probably the entry out of it. Just a little bit higher is fine. It's a macro time here. See if we want to displace through this. This would be a perfect area for NQ to take liquidity and ES to drive back in, and then you look at the setup, the confirmation setup. So 2 things basically. It's going to be a potential for a short on NQ and then a long down here on ES. ES is 560, 5964. Yeah, somewhere down here basically, back to the inversion. If it does give it to us. Still stagnant. We're just retracing, holding up. We're just consolidating for a big move here, or whether it's up or down. I'm watching closely, but can't play anything upside. I could play downside and then flip long, but I think that's the objective right now. So just consolidating here. Coming up to the 2 p.m. time here. Just about to go for a leg up. Or not. There's nothing I can play here. ES didn't take the low or high. NQ did. Okay, interesting, interesting. I'm kind of anticipating a breakdown now. With the SMC off these highs too. Be like a 30-second breaker too. Like so bad, but we have SMC off the highs. No, we didn't close but below it. Never mind. The closure was very important for something like that. Back to the one here. I think this is still in play here. Two things in play right now. Most likely inversion now. Retrace back in. Should slam back down. I'm looking at longs down here off of a confirmation. This would be a valid short or breaker actually here too. It's a 30-second one. I feel like this is appropriate if you just take a short here, 10-point stop. I'm gonna try something like that out right now. Let's try to stop at the swing high. I'm trying to get as high as possible. And then TP would be at least this internal low or whatever when ES gets to the point where I want to flip. Because we're still in a large 15-minute inversion here, as well as a 5-minute breaker setup here. So this is still what I want to focus on, downside first. I'm gonna try it with a 10-point. This could fail, but something like this, 10 points. Or yeah, 10 points exactly. I'm looking for 29, so like I'll just fold a TP out if this hits this low. We do have SMT to high, so that's like the main thing that's driving me. As well as looking at this as my draw. We did inverse the 1, I think, too. If it doesn't flip in the next candle, I'll probably kill it early. Oh. Yeah, that sucks. 10 points gone there. Very strong push. Wow. I was hoping for a drive back down and then long and back up before this big move. I tried. Damn, that sucks. Next one. That moved really fast too. That's why I hate doing 10-point stop on this, because if this did work, we're going for like a 40-point move. Or like a 30-point move, basically. With these lows. Just very volatile today. This 1 minute hold, maybe I should look for a bigger displacement. I did like long as well. I was very bullish. I just didn't have the entry for it, so it was like a counter trend short to see if I can get something. Then yeah, it was 10 points, 2 contracts I was doing on a few accounts. See if we can get it back. If there's a trade presentable. 2 p.m. now. Wow, what a big push. We're going for this ESI now. This is pumping so hard right now. We still have a good way to go. $15-minute high looking pretty good right now. Dude, this is so... I'm so happy that, like, that was my stop. 10 points. We moved, like, 50, 60 points. Any bigger stop than that would have got me rinse. That's on the bright side. Like, you're looking at the bright side, I think, still. Wow. And we were looking for this move, too. We got the 15-minute inversion as our confirmation. We're looking for a setup to deliver this high. This is what I was looking at start of the stream, too. Incredible moves. Wait, we're going for this high, unfortunately, there, without giving us a clean entry off of it. 15-minute open at 96. Not letting up here. Might come back up. What a big move. I'm still interested in longs until this does violate. Just look at this range, though. You probably don't want to catch his knife without being a little bit afraid. Look at that. If you're bullish, you try to join in, you got rinsed again. That's literally the power, guys. Even though that trade didn't work out for me, so I did 10 points on it. Where was it? It was like 10 points like this, I think. And I was going for something like this, like 3R. Look at this move. If you do like 25 points, you got hurt. The 40 points, 60 points. You want to keep your stop very tight for that main reason here. And then what I talked about at the start of the stream too, like this is most likely we size down smaller and then look for a trade that can go for a big delivery. We're not forcing the big delivery, but like it's just how it is. We brushed the ES internal high too, which is interesting. Still look for long. Still pretty bullish here. How far can we go though? The break is still down there. The liquidity's still intact. This looks even better now, if I'm being honest. It looks better than before. Okay, let me reach chat. I was kind of distracted with chat for a little bit. Just trying to lock in, see if I can get this trade going right. It is really one directional though. Very, very one directional. Still up from AM though, but that does suck to give back. Just 10 points though. Probably find something else. Those who ask about my indicators, it's in general chat. Just go on the Discord. It's pinned. There should be like 12 indicators with the settings. Yeah, there's like 3 people asking me the session indicator. It's there. Trust me. It'll show the name of it, how to get it, and the settings for it in the general chat. We have a BPR here. Shorts is still pretty good for NQ over ES though, I would say. Any other changes in 2025? For 2025, what I'm going to do, I talked about it a few times. I'll just go a summary. I'm going to be a focus with my cash account as well as selling options on my long-term account, like, or my, the bigger port account. So probably like, it'll be like 50K or 30K on a TradeVate account, futures only, and then like 250K, 300K on like a Robinhood where I sell options. Still trading prop firms, gonna sync them together with my prop firms as well my cash counts. And I'm gonna slowly size up. I've been looking to sizing up when it's appropriate. Because we have the skill set for it. We have the performance we did many times over. I think it's time. This is like a 1 minute breaker here. I don't want to see this hold, but it looks like it is. And what else? Just a focus on still PM session because I think I want to master PM more and more, and because I've been just so consistent with PM session. And then I'll still be trading AM. Maybe I'll focus on AM as well. And I might be doing both sessions to grind out. So it'll be like 4 hours, 2 hours AM, 2 hours PM. And we'll see how that goes. Just ready to step up, and like we've been leveling up for the last few months. I'm ready to keep on pushing and pushing and pushing it. I know you guys are too. I know a lot of people have been doing decently good over the last few months and are waiting for like are contemplating whether they should size up or do what they think is best for them. Yeah, so we're going for these lows now. Didn't want to interact with the BPR. That's pretty interesting. When you sell options, you sell near expiration date. I usually do weeklies, which is like next week for the most part. So if I'm like trying to, let's say like what's it, Thursday right now, I'll sell probably Fridays or Mondays, next Mondays, not like in 3 days from now, but like the point with doing selling options is you want to take advantage of the data. That does very well for you. which is like more days. It's good for you. Yes, still a lot of people are asking about my indicators. It's in the general chat, guys. General chat, let me just demonstrate it. Go to pinned. It'll show my chart setups, the 5 minute, the 1:15 hour. I think you can take my exact copy of it. My music, a brief description of my trading style, as well as the stat map, the macro tracker, AGFX watermark, the high time frame candles, which is the power 3, the checklist, which you can copy and paste if you want, and the kill zone, which you guys are looking for here. These are my session times. Is there anybody on YouTube you would recommend to learn about selling options? Personally, I'm learning from T-Trades. I'm sure you guys know who T-Trades is. And I'm learning from experience as well. I think that's the best thing for me. If I can learn experience, that really helps me. And with enough experience, I'll be the one probably to make videos on it, how to sell options well and make passive income. You're going back down. Futures is basically you buy share. Like it's a kind of like futures is basically a contract where it's like 100 notational value. So in that aspect, like let's say you buy at 21,500, you sell at 21,530, you made 30-point profit per share at this is NQ, this $20 per point. For options, you have to it involves the Greek values, which is theta and all these premiums. And if you're the seller, you basically take that benefit. While if you're the buyer, you take that risk for exponential growth. So when people are buying like calls or puts, if it goes in their favor very well, they can make exponential gains. While the seller, they're collecting fees and premiums each day. And most of these options do expire worthless. We still have lower to go. I expect us to run inside this breaker, so this drop is... I'm looking for another drive down too. Yeah, so my draw is still inside this 5-minute breaker, inside this 15-minute inversion. What is CSP? Oh, CSP is cash secure puts. Okay, there we go. I was like, what does this abbreviation mean? It's a very common practice already, but I think I want to utilize it more on more aggressive. I think people, when they sell cash secure puts or options, they do it more conservatively. They make a few thousand per month. I want to be a little bit more aggressive with it. And that's what also T-Trades has been showing me. Just showing aggression when the time is right. I have a guaranteed payout for the first 3K. Should I purchase 7 trade 5? Here's the thing with that. I think I've seen a few cases where people are like, oh, I have a payout here. Should I use it to reinvest? You don't have a payout until it goes to your bank account, and lots of things could happen. Either, like, worst case scenario, the firm goes under, which did happen on Faster Trading, but I don't think that's going to happen in TradeFi. The other case is you blow your account before you get the payout. So you're like, you're in your head, you're like, oh, I have this payout already. I can use it. But it's not there until you until you receive it. It's in your hands. So, but if you're confident, if money's not an issue, I would encourage reinvesting it into those TradeFi accounts, because I'm sure you like the TradeFi accounts too. The rule change is tomorrow, by the way. Prop sale. This is the rule change here. December 20th. Any accounts that purchase after December 20th, so starting December 21st, you're gonna get, instead of 5% drawdown, you get 4%. So $7,500. Now you have 6,000. That's a big drop. There's profit goals, the no minimum, but yeah, that this is fine. No minimums, 10 trading days. You also go from 7 to 5 max funded. There's more payout windows, one additional than the regular 2 already. The main issue is the drawdown dip and also the profit minimum. The profit minimum makes you required to make much more profits to get a payout between each payout as well. Yeah, but oh, you have a 29K buffer. Holy crap! I mean, that's guaranteed, like you said. But yeah, if I was in your shoes, I would reinvest it for more accounts. It's 35% off. I heard, I don't want to say it, but I heard the next sale is going to be much lower. I hate to say that. I'm not going to say the number though. But he'll probably do, Brett Sim will probably do like a big sale right after the rule change. But then after that sale, let's say Christmas, New Year's, it's going to go back to much lower discounts. It's going to be like marked in already. Which is fair because the instant fund is so popular. Everyone is loving it. And you can't think of, when people are doing so well with it, you have to think about sustainability as well. I use code SMART in my fund feature. It doesn't look like the 5% is getting applied. It's because you have to pay through Plaid. Plaid is like your bank thing. That will give you a discount. They don't have any discounts for credit card anymore. So try that. And then you get 5% off. Yeah. And if you use code SMART for any firms, you get the cash rebates. For Tradeify specifically, the instant funding is 4% cash rebate. It was 3.3%. We upped it to 4%. So basically 35% off. Add 4% off too. It'll be 39%. Three more Tradeifys are better scoop. Tick. I would do both, honestly. I don't have any recommendation. I would, or my recommendation would be Tradeify first, Tradeify priority until you max it out, and then move on Tick. But also the other aspect is like, you want to be diverse. You don't want to put all your eggs in one basket, no matter what, with any firm. Can someone in chat explain how the cash rebate will work? I think someone's asking for it. It's better to hear from one of the supporters or one of the contributors. What's so good about TradeFi versus my fund features? TradeFi has instant funding. So basically, you pay about $450 to get $7,500 drawdown, no eval, straight to funded, and you're able to get a $3,000 payout if you basically just hit 1-1, which is $7,500 profit. Is Tick better than TradeFi because of $7,500 profit target? Yes, but the thing with Tick, I think they don't have the tech ready for it. I think TradeFi has been around longer in the instant funding aspect, and they have a lot of these profit targets or like a lot of these rules, profit minimums, and all these type of things to prevent flippers. Tick doesn't have that, and I heard from the CEO from Tick who messaged me. He's telling me that he's looking to add some changes to their rules as well. And also, TradeFi's instant payouts, which I value a lot. Like, no firm other than MyFund Futures most likely has instant payout. I've been hearing Tick Trader people have been waiting 4 to 5 days. So it is taking a little longer, which I don't know if I like as much, but they're still paying out though. There's no bad things yet. just looking at a sustainability aspect, I want to see TickTick implement a little bit more rules because I think it's too free right now. Yeah, so Josh is one of the guys who's pretty experienced in prop firm as well. He shared a lot of opinions. He's sharing the same thing. It's taking too long. I think they need to. I think from what I heard, they're checking people manually. They're looking at one by one to see if you're hedging, if you're trying to trade appropriately, if you're flipping or not. So that requires a lot of manpower, and I feel like, to me, that's why I was recommending them. Why not just implement a profit minimum, which is like to prevent flippers. We have the consistency rule already, but like here's the thing with TickTick. There's nothing stopping you from run up account to $15,000 in profit, withdrawing 3,000, and then just doing like $100 per day, and just keep on getting $3,000 payout, basically back to back to back to back until you rinse them. That's the main issue I have with their current accounts, because I think it's too free and people are abusing that. Or we're about to approach this breaker here. TickTick is just another FTT. I wouldn't say that. TickTick has been around for 3 years. And they did instant funding before, but they just revamped it, so. Yeah, that's what Josh, that's what I recommend. I recommend two things. A very slight profit minimum, so like, like say $100, $200 per day would count as trading day. It doesn't have to be all trading days. It could be like 5 out of, or like a few out of them. And then whatever you withdraw, you should make back. So if you withdraw 3,000, you have to make 3,000 more to go back to whatever your balance is to withdraw another 3,000. That prevents people from just making like $20,000 in one account like in the first 5 days, and it's just dropping the size to like $100 a day, taking $3,000. 5 days later, taking $3,000. 5 days later, taking $3,000. Because that's a lot to do right now, which I don't think is good. Why is that allowed? Alright, we're in this breaker here. I do like longs down here. We're in discount from this high to this low, so I don't want to see too much of a drive down. I just want to see this get respected right here. Come back up, to be honest. But yeah, a lot of things going on in the space right now. They've been around for 3 years. I do also dislike their website, but they revamped it at least. They're still revamping it. It's still in the works. Timu, yeah. It's a shame. But just I've been loving how Tradify has been operating, because everything makes sense. They have the profit minimum. They're doing all these rule changes. You might hate it, but as long as it ensures sustainability, that should be the goal. You don't want a firm to give you the best things and then not be able to be reliable when they need to pay out. I think that's also a lot of people, when they look for prop firms, they just look for the best deals, not rather like, are they going to pay out? Are they trustworthy? That's what they look at. And they wonder why when they do get hurt a little bit. Like, what happened? So if this does flip back up on the 1 minute, maybe off this inversion, I'll take the long. Because we're in that area where I do like longs. I think I'm gonna try to build just one contract starter, and then I'm gonna add up to 3. I'm gonna add 1 right now at 64s here. Draw got 61. Wow. If we inverse or even this, get outside the breaker, make a 1 minute breaker too, or yeah, outside the 15-minute gap. Respect this breaker already. That's already good. That's nice. Exactly what we want to see. Basically, a reaction off this 5-minute breaker. Order block respected. We're in the premium discount. We're in the discount right now. This target is looking at higher for this internal high. So that's what I'm playing for. Ideally, the first target for this long right now would be this unmitigated gap if we can get it. We're pumping nice. Holy crap, that's good. It feels like, you know, I got the entry at 63s, 64s, but having that move, like one candle being 7 points is absurd to me. I still can't like fathom that. That's how just strong price action has been lately. But yeah, bullish has been the right move because we've inversed that 15 minutes, so that's what we're looking for. What do you think about the relative equal lows? Are you talking about on NQ, right? Yeah, I still like that, but I want to see this respect first. This is what is actually respecting already. So we held the 15-minute inversion, retrace back down, holding that 5-minute breaker confirmation. We still have the internal target intact. So knowing all that, I still like upside until it fails. And what we see here is what I described. You get a 1-minute breaker with a 1-minute setup 2. You see this hold here. Looking for a drive in this 5-minute, and if we can hold that 5-minute or go past it, this is my target. You just need to hold this area. It's coming back down. A little shame there. Let's see if we want to inverse this. I still like he has to hold this, but yeah, the lows that you guys are talking about, if this does get pushed through, that's gonna be my next draw. So far, it's holding. It's trying to hold at least. It just reacted very well to where I wanted to see, which is the 5-minute breaker as well as the 5-minute inversion. We're in a premium discount. We should see some movement here. And another confirmation too, if we get an inversion through this, looks for displacement to this internal high, all this 5-minute fair value gap that we pointed out earlier. I'm likely gonna kill this trade if we get under this breaker. Get a strong close under, probably under 65. I have a 64s right now. Mm-mm. My main target, like I said, is 5-minute here, and also all this high. Yeah. Come back down. If this closes, I'm probably gonna just kill it here. That sucks because I was actually in profit for a good amount of it. I'm gonna kill this right here now. So difficult because I was up like 6 points on it, but I'm looking for like an 8-10 point move at least. It's still holding the 5-minute breaker though. I just don't. I probably would want a re-entry, rather when it does pull back up. This is still the setup that I'm looking at. I want to see this hold. This got killed pretty hard. You know, the ES going for London lows. I really wanted this internal high here because it was drawing me to it. And it's in the 15-minute structure, which is nice. I need to revisit the hourly, see. We're still holding the hourly too on NQ. Where the bulls at though? When you see all this respecting, like, and then we're respecting on the 15-minute as well as the 5, still looking for upside. I could be wrong though. Lots of you guys are like asking like, should we be looking for lower? I mean, that could be right too. I'm probably just gonna kill this trade here for 2 points loss. I need to look for a re-entry. I'm waiting. I'm holding up for far too long. Once we got this closure, that should have been a exit at break even already. That sucks. Next trade. Next trade. Nobody can see you trade. I basically said that I'm entering with a starter at 64s. And I was gonna add to it if we inverse this, but we didn't inverse it. I'm just locked in when I'm in a trade. I'm explaining it. And we also presented this trade setup for the longest time. Even though it didn't work. It worked for briefly, but it didn't hit the target or the delivery I'm looking for. Just look for re-entry if it still sets up. This 5-minute breaker is still holding until we get... I would say if we can get under this mean threshold, I'll mark it out. Which is like kind of the lower quadrant of the breaker is when the setup does get flimsy. Let me just mark this. So if we get a closure under 55, I'm gonna ignore this. NQ is just driving lower. It does look like it wants to take the low out. So you guys are right on that. That's good. There's literally relative equal lows on the hourly chart. Where you're looking at the NQ though. I don't think I see on the ES. I'm pretty bullish on the ES, but it's flipping right now. Just the wrong times on both sides for both the short and the long. If it flipped the sides, that'd been good. If I see a 1 minute confirmation on ES, I'm gonna re-enter off of it. Bro, but like you guys been watching the stream for December. You guys have been seeing that like the trades I've been taking, the outcome of it has not been what you've seen in October, November, September. We had like a very high win rate and very good trades both sides, staying nimble. For so far December is like it's hit or miss. I got a nice hit on AM, PM so far. Took a few losses on it, very tight losses. I was December really makes you feel like you don't know how to trade though. So far for me at least, based on my trading style. I don't want to say that for everyone because some people do thrive in this condition. And the further reason why I was bullish is because we took this low on ES. We inversed this 15-minute fair value gap. Internal target on the upside, which was still intact. We retraced back down to a discount, which is back inside the 15-minute fair value gap. And we have a 5-minute setup right here. That's why I'm long, or I'm bullish here until this fails. It doesn't have to be right though. I'm just trying to explain why I am trying longs, because a lot of people in the chat right now are looking lower, which is fine. We're looking at two different things. I'll look lower with you if we do get a close under this 15-minute fair value gap, which is so far holding. That's kind of my style. I'm looking at market structure like that. Damn. Gotta sit out for a moment and look for something else. Probably go for one more trade on ES most likely though. We're looking at this close right now. We're gonna get closure in 9 minutes. That will fully flip this whole thing up. The range has been 300 points. Has it been like that? Oh, it has been. What? Wait. For AM, right? Yeah, AM. Yeah, 300 point range. So it's very easy to get like 2-point ES when you have this large of range. Likewise for ES right now, the range is like 70, 80 points. Getting a 2-point loss is nothing. Because that 2-point loss, I was up 6 points on it, and I was going for like a 10-point move. Just missed it. We're driving deeper inside this breaker here. Equal lows at the bottom, which you guys are all looking at. I was looking at it earlier until we flipped. Now my eyes are focused on it now. So the right move to cut that trade. Let's see if we inverse this. I might consider re-entering here. Because it's holding the 5 minutes still. We're deeper driving inside of it. I want to give it one more chance with a tight stop. You guys might not like it, but I'm willing to give it a shot. I need to see some strong displacement though. Try to get re-entry back in like 63s again. That'll be a stop under the lows. If we get strong displacement. I just might need to start looking at scalps more. I'm trying to look for the big move. No strong displacement yet. Turn on ICT go zones and ICT macro indicators, look for reversal. 2 p.m. open really smashed down. Oh, run. 4 hour got disrespected. That was not the best close for 4 hour, yeah. But still, like, we still have a large gap, and we're also in the daily fair value gap too, which I'm still pretty good on right now. SMC off these daily highs here. Ooh, did I not do that right? Should be like that. Yep. There's no confirmation at least, so good to sit out there. It's a bullish SMT only because NQ is inside the daily fair value gap and ES took a low, so using this as a reference, we're looking for, hopefully, or the confluence looking for a move back up to retrace. Most likely to fill some of these gap more. We have a large gap and we're on a higher time frame levels. December has been so weird. That's why I'm overall, like, I want to be more bullish because it's respecting much more than lots of these tie divergence. Look at that big drop there. Yeah, I just want price action to go back to where it was. Make it easy for me. When we're on like a big streak, there's losses, but there's also very clear setups to take. There's nothing stopping us. We're inside the breaker NQ. Which time frame breaker? Because I think that really matters here. I don't know. You're looking at the 5, look at the hour, look at the daily. It can't be the 5 because we didn't get sweep, so it wouldn't make sense. Oh, the 1 minute? Oh. Bearish breaker, right? I definitely do not see any bullish breaker anywhere. You're like on this here area here. I don't like look at this consolidation here. That's just my preference. Something's holding ES down so hard. They don't want ES to succeed. When I'm looking at breakers, though, I want clear moves, which often means taking liquidity. So just because NQ didn't take this low here, that means I can't use any of the this as a breaker. Look at the 5 minute too. Like if you can't even distinguish, like there's a 5 minute breaker here, but you can't use it because these lows wouldn't sweep this internal low here as well as over liquidity. Any low time frame breaker in this consolidation would be low probability. That's what you want to get used to. You want to look for high probability breakers, high probability setups. But yeah, sucks. Pretty green on AM, a little bit red on PM, just like a net positive green right now. I want to end it with one more trade, but I don't know. I don't want to force it, and I don't want to trade it flip me from green to red either. Yeah, tomorrow. I'm not sure if we're gonna be streaming tomorrow. It's a Friday, and it's gonna be leading to the holidays time too, which I don't think many people are gonna be trading. The volume's gonna be very low, but yeah. Chat, how many guys? I want to take a little poll here. How many guys are trading Tradeify? Press 2 if you're not trading Tradeify. Press 1 if you are. There's a lot of 2s. There's a lot of 2s. Is there reasons why you guys are not trading Tradeify? I'm just asking, like, to take a poll, basically. Too expensive? I mean, that's fair. That's fair. Anything else? What's the reason, guys? Waiting for the big sale. I think the big sale is already passed. They had the Black Friday sale, 50% off, I think. 45% off as well for the longest time. From what I'm hearing from the higher ups or their team, the sale is gonna be lower and lower from here on out. Cost is crazy. 20% consistency. Yeah, it's 20% consistency, but you have nearly double the drawdown, which makes sense for me. I'm only sharing that because you guys know the rule change is gonna happen literally tomorrow. So if you do like Tradeify, I would or planning on buy Tradeify, I would buy it before December 20th, which is tomorrow. The end of day tomorrow is when it changes. Goes from 7,500 to 6,000. That is a big dip there. 5% to 4%. That's like a 20% drop in drawdown they give you. And the profit minimum does suck as well. I think you have to make 9,000 total for first payout. And for second payout, you have to make another 4,500. That is pretty suffocating, I feel like. But they're just doing what they have to do to make it sustainable. You don't like the growth accounts? I've been really loving the growth just because, or loving that it's funded because there's no evals. It allows me to focus on funded purely and not waste time on evals, which in the past has been affecting my mental and distracted me from trading funded properly and consistently. Yeah, if you got Zach Anthony, if you bought before December 21st, basically, you're locked in with a new thing. Just once again, these are the new changes. I'll go on their website though, so I can show you guys the main changes. Was it major announcement? I think there's a link somewhere here. So this is what I really they make it very hard to get payouts now, I guess, unless you build a cushion. So first payout you need 9,000. I'm cool with that. The thing is, the second and third payout you need 4,500. So you take 3,000 off. Now you gotta make another 4,500. That's a lot. I wish they just do 3,000, 3,000, and the third payout 3,000, and the fourth payout I guess doesn't have a goal. But basically here, they already require you to make 16,000 to get 3 payouts. That's a lot. I do like the old rules much better. The rules are there just so they can continue to do this offering, which has been a very great offering. All right, inverse this, create this breaker. It's probably stopped at low. If you look at this long setup. Are you ambassador? I'm just someone who's affiliated with them. I trade with them, and I'm also friends with. I guess in a way friends now because I've been talking to Brett more. I didn't know about Brett at all really, other than he's an influencer. But you know, when you're like talking to a firm with all these changes, and it's a firm that a lot of people in my community does utilize, I give them all my ideas like of what they could do to make it fair, make it sustainable, and keep things happy for everyone. Yeah, the eval does just tarnish the mindset. It does. It's annoying. I'm not an ambassador. If someone's asking me that, I don't have any ownership or anything. The only thing I have ties is I do trade with them. I'm a live trader with them now, and I'm affiliated with them, which they also fund some of the giveaways. You are the reason for these changes. Basically, the last 3 months though, the last 3 months since inception of TradeFi, I'm like, you could literally pay about $400 at that time for a 150K account. And you have $7,500 drawdown. You know how ridiculous that is? You do that times 5 accounts or 7 accounts. You can give this account to anyone and make them trade with a appropriate stop. You can. What's the chance of you getting 1 payout out of 5 accounts? That's 3,000 payout right there. That's big. So with 500 here, that's like $2,000. You get 1 payout out of 5 accounts. Doing 1-to-1, that's way too easy to get payout. I think a lot of people in my Discord and from the stream as well has been getting payout, so they have to change it up. It's way too easy. It's far too easy to get a payout with the instant funding. They won't be changed any growth payouts though. Yeah, it's only instant funding. Instant funding is the problem. The growth, I heard, has been fine. If you use code SMART, you can get 4% cash rebate directly back. All right, we got the breaker. We got the inversion. I do like this. I'll try this out. It's holding a 5-minute area as well, which is good. You bankrupt them too much. I'm pretty sure I only got like 40,000 payouts with them. If I were to bankrupt them, I would go 6 figures already. They don't give me enough time though. I think they pushed me to live already. I wish though. I wish they can let me trade more with them. With the 7 accounts. It was so easy to get a payout. Like you can basically get 21,000 payout per cycle, 2 times a month. That's up to $40,000 payouts per month. That's pretty good. That's actually really good. But yeah, if you guys are interested as well, the cash rebate is still there. I think I shared it somewhere. Yeah, it's 5% cash rebate. It depends on the firm and what account you have. Trade 5 is 6% on growth, 4% on instant funding. Tick is 3.3% on instant funding. My fund feature is 5% all accounts. All right, so I'm trying this breaker trade out right now. My stop would be under the breaker ideally, but I'll probably put it on this low. Is the payout rules the same if you grandfather it? Yeah, if you're grandfathered in, it's the same as the old rules. You just gotta make, I think, 9,000, and then the profit minimum's still there. Basically, let me just pull up this. In this picture, the only thing that's not grandfathered in is these two things. Is the max funding is 5 accounts now instead of 7. That's for all people, as well as payout windows. It's gonna be 3. Everything else, this is the grandfather in part. Profit minimums and max drawdown. That's the key part here. But it still helped them sustainable. We're getting close to power. I don't think I can get another trade going. I want to try this breaker though, but we're close to power right now. If I do try, it's gonna be 1 contract, and I'll add if it's good. We can do a giveaway before we end the stream as well. What's the profit minimum if I buy today? Let me make sure you guys are understanding this right. Basically, these are the profit goals that you need after December 21st. So you need to, for first payout, you need 9,000, right? That's standard now. For a second payout, you need to make another $4,500. If you bought account before the new rule change, you don't need to make 4,500. You just need to do 250 per day for 5 days. So in that case, you can, if you do bare minimum, it could be like around like 1,250 for the second payout and then 1,250 for the third payout. Versus the new rules, you need to make 4,500 and 3,000. It's basically they're putting the goalposts a little bit higher to get another payout. That's basically what it is. So the offering's still good. I still like the offering. And it does, you might think it's expensive, but they give you a bunch of drawdown and they give you a lot of money to get payouts from. $3,000 payout per account. I've spent probably like 5,000 from them. I made 40,000 already, and I still have like a large balance with them. So that's why I like it. I don't have to deal with evals. I'm sure a lot of people in the stream and the Discord as well has the same opinion on it. But yeah, I don't think we're looking like we're drawing for these lows here. Shame, but we'll do a giveaway and we'll probably wrap it up. Or do a giveaway. Just like the stream and then comment your YouTube username 1 time, and then we'll do the pick here. What's the max you can take out after 9K? I have a video on it. I should probably update it though, but it's 3,000. I'm pretty sure it shows somewhere. Maybe it doesn't show in this one, but it's 3,000 for the 150K. Is the max you can take. Pretty bland day so far though. I wanted some better price action or better delivery. I just didn't get it. It's December, man. December has been messing with me. Glad it was very tight. It's a one-time fee of 450 right now, and then you get about, I think, 20 bucks back. Let me just do the math real quick. So it's $6.99, right? It's 35% off, so 65% value, be 454. And then I think you get 4% of that back too, so it'll be whatever 4% of 6.99 is, I think. No, or is it? Maybe it's the other way around. 4% of what you paid for, actually. I think this is what it is. You get like 18 bucks back per account. So if you buy like 5 accounts, that'll be 90 bucks back just by our cash rebate system. And a one-time fee, yes. I'm only sharing it because I think a lot of you guys are trading prop firms and do like these offerings. And if you do like it, I do want you guys to get the best accounts and deals as possible. Because after this, there's not going to be much of a good deal anymore. Oh, we're driving much lower here. It looked so bad today. I do agree. Today's has been so awful. Like, what am I watching right now? It looks like it's about to plummet here, though. Can I ask you what size you trade the 150K? Yeah, I do go over this a lot. My rule of thumb is I risk 7 to 10% of your drawdown. So let's say you have 7,500 drawdown, and we just want to do the most safe risks, which is $7,500 or 7%. Just take 7% of that. Don't risk more than 500 bucks per trade. That's my rule of thumb there. And for 10%, it'll be closer to 750. So between 500 and 750. And depending on your size or depending on your stop size. So for instance, this is how I would do it. Let's say I only risk 500 points. If I do 10-point stop here, 10-point stop is basically $200 loss. So if I do like 600, this is about 8% divided by 200. That means I should be doing 3-point size, 10-point stop. That would equate to $600 max risk. But yeah, we're driving lower here. But plummet hard. One mini 10-point stop would be 200, and then 3 minis 10-point stop would be 600. That's like around the 8% that I'm referring to. Yeah, we're really drawing to these lows right now. Really just grind it down through the breaker. I just want to see this through and then we'll wrap it up. Oh, I'm supposed to do the giveaway. Giveaway winner today, we'll spin it here, is Throne 00. I'll give you 5 minutes to respond, Throne 00, and then if not, we'll have to respin it. This is for our My Funded Features account. We did a 158 Tradeify yesterday. Wait, Throne 00, you're here. Okay, just DM me on Discord and I'll handle it. I feel like we're about to displace through these lows pretty hard here. I want to see that through. Bitcoin is dropping. Oh, wow, we are dropping. I swear Bitcoin is so wild. We were like at 108, like literally a few days ago, 2 days ago. Now we're down like 10, 12% from there. I don't think I'll be able to handle that type of move if I was trading Bitcoin as my primary asset. This, I'm banking this just deserve retrace for lower. I don't believe it now. I don't believe the upside now until these lows are taken. No, I changed my me to draw. We kind of see like a bearish break here. Maybe we can use that as a reference. But the low is down here. That's what we're looking at. NQ is a weaker asset too, so if you're looking at shorts, I would short NQ over ES. And NQ does have the immediate draw as well. So I'm looking at that more closely right now. Look at that drop. There we go. Pretty clean here. Looking for 434 if we can get it. This type of trade, with this break here, after this displacement down here under the previous lows, we want to retrace back up, stop above the breaker, which would be like 42, about like a 10-point stop, honestly, and then you'll be looking at something like this. Going into power hour. Where do you enter in the breaker when there's no fair value gap? You don't need fair value gaps. Are for are you looking for fair value gaps in a unicorn? That's just a simple unicorn trade. Breakers are breakers themselves. They don't need gaps inside of them. So you can still trade breakers with no gaps inside. It just won't be a unicorn. But in that case, you would look for any gaps, whether it's inversion, fair value gaps, or simply a order block, which in this case would most likely be this order block. We're gonna use this one. We have the bearish breaker as a down close candle. The up close candle are order blocks here. So order block from this high, and if once we get this close down, this will be the main order block here. Is there a difference between a breaker or order block? Typically, a order block or breaker is a failed order block. So you see here, when we go up, this would be the bullish order block. If we displace through these down close candle, that will make a bearish breaker. All right, Throne, I got your message. I'm gonna give you the details for the giveaway now. I'm looking for this drive down. There we go. Still look for this break to play out. This would be, I just want to mark this again. OBs. Back inside the breaker, I still want to see this reject. Looking for 434. I'll give it 5 more minutes. Either we do run up higher or go down low. Are you live tomorrow? I don't know if I'm live tomorrow. Probably not. I'll try trade AM. If PM looks decent, I'll jump in. But I'm already kind of planning on opting out for the rest of the year, basically. Needs to hold down here. What is this boy Gotham saying? Is he long or short, or I don't know. He's confusing me. Is he looking for a higher? The draw is down here right now. You're long. Oh, you're trying to fade me. That's incredible. Now you took a loss, or I don't know, unless you took your stop out. If we do hit this, to take a hefty loss. Well, you're inversing. You're taking a pretty strong loss here now. We'll just stop on it. Let's be honest. We'll just stop on this trade. Was this low? This is basically gonna be like 13, 14 points. I'm good, man. Trying to get this last one out. If we can get a 34. That's the thing, like, I'm gonna have losses, but as long as there's one win that prevails, it all washes away. I'm gonna put it 1 point above the high if we can get it. I'll give it to 4 more minutes. If not, I'm just gonna end the stream. No, but honestly, it's all good. I know sometimes there's some trolls, but as long as people are making money, I don't really mind. That's the same thing like when, you know, Tops Up TV has been doing really bad, and then they people were like, oh, inverse Tops Up TV. It's like, that's fine, but like once Tops Up TV, let's say, pops off, you're not gonna be able to say that. And I could have like a bad few days, but there's gonna be months where we go for high probability again and start working. This is probably gonna unpulse down though. This tees my area for like. Alex, do you know where are you getting 350K from? Did it say that in Tops Up TV? Because I haven't got the clip for it. I just heard it from people, and I asked Tops Up or Michael Patek himself. He did verify that. Let me see. Is it true that Tops Up TV is down 300K for the year? He said bit more than that. So that is pretty. It's hard for them to speak up about anything when you have that stat line. You heard it live. Okay, so it's 350K. I would imagine it'd be like 500. These 300 still feels a little bit low, if I'm gonna be honest. Why not 434 for NQTP? It's because we have high resistance here. So I'm just trying to put it a little bit above. Like, for instance here, if I did 436, I would have TP'd out. Now, I should have been 2 points above. That's what happens. Keep in mind, this is what happens when you have high resistance. You think you want to go for liquidity. Either it hits liquidity and impulse down, or it goes right above it, just like it's doing now. So I try to prepare for that. I didn't prepare enough. I should have did 2 points. But anyways, it was a good breaker. I flipped my bias. I had two contracts. I took one at a break under this low, and probably taking another one closing out here. Basically, this whole trade, was up like 700-800, but now I'm giving back some profits because look how close that is. This is on my funded too. Look how close that is. Like 1 point off. Now I'm gonna have to give back like 30 points here on this. I had 2 contracts, took 1 out already. I'm gonna just wrap the stream up here. We're back in the breaker. My last note would be, if you want to buy accounts for prop firms, I would recommend Tradeify. We're gonna send a newsletter out of it. If you're these two 35% off, these are pretty good deals so far. You might think this is like low because it was 40% last month. They're gonna keep on going lower because it's not sustainable. These are too good of an offering. I heard it's gonna go much lower than 35% for the new year. So these two deals, you get 4% cash rebate on instant fundings and 6% on the advanced growth. For Tick Trader, it's 3.3%. For My Fund Futures, you get 5%. All of them cash rebate. Additionally, with the 5% off, and then Apex, it's a raffle. So you can, if you want more info on that, you would go into the cash rebate page here, and it'll show you like what qualifies for, how it works. It's very easy. And then the way that you enter your cash rebates is just go to my account. This is smartpropfirm.com, which we linked it. Let it load first. For Tick Trader, you just enter your email with the firm. For Apex, you enter your email for the firm as well. This is a raffle instead of rebate. And for My Fund Futures or Tradeify, you can use an order lookup tool. And after that, just enter the order number. And it should show up all here to redeem your rebate. You just put your email in, and then if you have 200, like for this case, I have $200. If I want to withdraw it, you just type in 200, and then we process payouts daily. Do you prefer NinjaTrader compared to Tradeivate? I prefer Ninja only because I can connect to many of my prop counts at once. I can't do that with Tradeivate. But yeah, if I think some of you guys are probably in the same trade as me as well. We got brushed out of this exit, which sucks, but yeah, we're gonna wrap this up here, guys. The Apex giveaway is at the end of the month, which is December. Someone asked if I'm in this trade. This trade was for this move, which we got very close. This is not a re-entry if it comes back up. If anything, it will be break even. All right, wrap this up, guys. If you have any questions, talk to me in the Discord.